Okay, folks, picture this. It's a salty sweet kind of morning in the tiny coastal hamlet of Driftwood Bay, Maine, population 847, give or take a seagull. The kind of place where the fog rolls in like an old friend, carrying the briny tang of low tide and the faint, earthy whiff of kelp drying on the rocks. I'm out on my weathered dock, the one my grandparents hammered together back in '62 with nothing but driftwood and dreams, coffee mug steaming in one hand, dive log in the other. The sun's just cracking the horizon, painting the waves in lazy golds and pinks, and the only sounds are the rhythmic slap of water against pilings and the distant cry of a loon mocking my early rise. I'm Alex Rivera, 34, marine biologist by trade, part-time lobster trapper by necessity, and this dock, it's my office, my therapy, my slice of sanity after a decade chasing currents from Baja to the Bering Sea. I'm scribbling notes on a pod of harbor seals I've been tracking, sassy little buggers, always popping up like they own the place when my phone buzzes like an angry hornet. It's the sheriff's office. Mr. Rivera, we've got a report of a structure hazard on your property. Someone called in a tip about an imminent collapse. Code enforcement's en route. I blink at the screen, steam curling up like a question mark. Hazard, my dock's sturdier than Vicky Hargrove's ego, and that's saying something. I glance at the pilings, solid as the day pop sunk M, and let out a laugh that echoes off the water. But then I hear it, the crunch of tires on the gravel path leading down from Shoreline Lane, followed by the slam of a car door that sounds like it's auditioning for a demolition derby. What would you do if your peaceful morning got hijacked by a woman in a pantsuit who looks like she irons her underwear, waving a clipboard like it's the sword of Damocles? Drop a comment below with your own what the hell just happened moment, because trust me, this one's gonna make you spill your coffee. She storms down the dock like Moses parting the Red Sea, her sensible heels clicking against the wood like accusations. Victoria Hargrove, Vicky to her bridge club, venom to everyone else, head of the so-called Coastal Heritage Preservation League. Mid-50s, bottle blonde hair teased into a helmet that could deflect bullets, and a face perpetually pinched like she's sucking on a lemon wrapped in barbed wire. She's clutching a stack of papers, her pearl necklace straining against the fury in her neck veins. Alexander Rivera. This eyesore of a dock is a blight on our historic shoreline. It's in violation of Section 4.2 of the League's bylaws, unauthorized maritime encroachments. Cease and desist, or we'll have it condemned by noon. I set my mug down, the ceramic warm against the chill morning air, and lean against a piling that smells faintly of creosote and sea salt. Morning to you too, Vicky. Condemned, this dock's older than your facelift. And what's this league again? I must have missed the memo when I inherited the place. Her eyes narrow to slits, the kind that could curdle milk. The Coastal Heritage Preservation League, founded to protect Driftwood Bay from interlopers like you. Your grandfather's little hobby project is endangering the aesthetic integrity of our village. Tourists come for postcard perfection, not rust bucket relics. Sign this waiver to remove it, or face fines. Starting at $500 a day. I snored, because really this dock isn't just wood and nails, it's the backbone of my life here. But before I can fire back, her phone's out, dialing with theatrical flair. Sheriff, yes, it's Victoria again. The violators refusing compliance. Send the crew. By the time the deputy rolls up, poor kid, barely out of high school, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else, Vicky's got a whole song and dance going about public safety and heritage desecration. The deputy pokes around, mutters something about looks fine to me, but Vicky's not having it. She thrusts a laminated badge at him, gold embossed, fancy as all get out, that reads Official Inspector, CHPL. He shrugs and leaves me with a warning ticket and her smug exit line, "This is just the beginning, Mr. Rivera." Driftwood Bay protects its own. I watch her heels stab the gravel as she retreats, the fog swallowing her like a bad dream. My heart's pounding, not from fear, but from that slow burn rage you feel when someone pisses on your roots. What would you do? Let me tell you how it started and why I couldn't let it end there. See, Driftwood Bay isn't just a dot on the map, it's woven into my bones. Born and raised in the shadow of the old lighthouse, now a B&B run by my Aunt Tilly, I grew up knee-deep in tide pools, chasing crabs with my bare hands while Pop taught me to mend nets and read the stars for storms. Mom was a schoolteacher, soft-spoken with a laugh like wind chimes. Dad, a commercial diver who went down on the Andrea Gale knockoff in '09. After that, the sea and I had words, but it was Pop who pulled me back, handing me the keys to the cottage when he passed last year. "Keep the water honest, Alex," he said from his deathbed, voice like gravel under waves. "It's all we've got." The cottage, a saltbox shanty on a half-acre bluff, with sagging porches that creak like old bones and windows fogged by decades of nor'easters. It's no palace peeling blue paint, a kitchen that smells eternally of fish stew and liniment, but it's mine. Paid off, mortgage-free, the last tether to the family that raised me right. I moved back 6 months ago, trading city grants for freelance gigs, surveying coral beds for the state, tagging seals for NOAA, and hauling pots when the research money runs dry. It's simple, it's salt-stung, and it's home. Or it was, until Vicky Hargrove decided my dock was her personal crusade. Vicky's the queen bee of Shoreline Lane, that row of McMansions plunked down in the 90s by Boston money looking for rustic charm without the rust. Widow to a hedge fund guy who left her flush but friendless, she's got a bungalow that's more marble than Maine, think imported ficus trees and a fountain that gurgles like it's choking on privilege. Her motivation not heritage, oh no. It's greed wrapped in gauze. Word around the bait shop is she's pushing a condo development, luxury units with ocean views that'd bulldoze half the bluff, including my sliver of shore. My dock, it's in the way. Blocks the sight line for her pitch to the developers. And the league, her invention, a ghost organization she trots out to bully folks into selling cheap. The stakes hit hard that first week. Fines piled up 500, then 1,000 slapped on my door like unwanted flyers. I ignored em, figuring bluster fades like sea foam. But Vicky, she escalated faster than a squall line. Letters from the league's legal counsel, a P.O. box in Portland, anonymous tips to the fire marshal about flammable debris, my stack of old boys, even a petition circulating at the general store, "Save our shoreline from eyesore encroachments." Signed by all her lunch buddies, retirees with nothing better to do than sip Chardonnay and sign whatever she shoves under their noses. I felt it gnawing at me during dives, the cold Atlantic pressing like her glare. This wasn't just about a dock, it was Pop's legacy, the spot where Dad taught me to swim, where Mom scattered his ashes under a harvest moon. Lose it, and I'd lose the thread holding me to them. My sleep turned ragged, dreams of pilings splintering under phantom waves. But I wasn't built to fold. Pop always said, "The sea don't care about your tears, Alex, it respects your fight." So I fought smart. First move, documentation. I'm no lawyer, but years logging data for grants taught me the power of paper trails. I dusted off Pop's old ledgers, yellowed receipts from the county clerk dating back to '62, proving the dock was grandfathered in under state maritime law. Snap photos of every piling, every knot, time-stamped and geotagged. Then I hit the books. Maine's coastal regs are a labyrinth, but I pored over them at the library, the musty scent of microfiche mixing with the coffee from Mabel's diner next door. Turns out, HOAs or whatever this league was can't touch waterfront structures without a real charter. Vicky's letters full of legalese that dissolved under scrutiny, like sugar in salt water. Humor crept in early, thank God. One afternoon, as I'm nailing a loose board hammer echoing like a heartbeat, she rolls up with a survey team, two guys in ill-fitting vests who look like they wandered off a golf course. Measuring the encroachment, she announces, clipboard poised. I offer 'em lobster rolls from my cooler, fresh off the boat, and they crumble faster than her facade. Ma'am, this ain't even zoned for that, one mutters, mouth full of mayo. Vicky's face goes the color of boiled lobster, and she hisses, "You're fired," as they beat a hasty retreat. I waved from the dock, calling, "Tell the developers the view's better with friends." The irony, those experts were her nephew and his buddy. Small town secrets travel faster than gossip. But tension built like a riptide. Late night calls from unknown numbers, heavy breathing, then a clipped voice, hers, I knew, whispering, "Remove it, or regret it." My traps started vanishing, pots sliced open like gutted fish, boys painted with slurs that'd make a sailor blush. Community whispers turned cold, old-timers at the wharf avoided my eyes, muttering about league meetings where Vicky spun tales of my reckless endangerment. One night, after a storm, I found orange spray paint across the cottage siding, evil eyesore. The paint reeked of chemicals, sharp against the post-rain petrichor, and I scrubbed till my hands bled, rage boiling hotter than a tea kettle. Resilience, it came in waves. Aunt Tilly, lighthouse lady extraordinaire 72, with a voice like smoked oak and a glare that could part clouds.